I'd like to welcome Kishna Davis Fowler, wonderful soprano who's sung with the Pops, and we just love seeing you again. We love your great singing ability, your upbeat personality. Why don't we start by telling us what you're up to? Excuse me, Professor Fowler.
Yes, Maestro. I am a professor now, as you know, living here in Ohio. Woo! And look at what we just got 24 hours ago. Unpredictable weather here in February. But yes, I'm a professor at Kent State University, which I love. I love Kent State University. Three reasons, because of the diversity, equity, and inclusion that they have, and they want more of us there. So it's a wonderful, wonderful university, and I'm going into my 6th year.
Wow.
So going from assistant to associate, and hopefully, there you go.
That is phenomenal. Well, we are celebrating Black History Month, and tell us about your upbringing and some of the great African American artists who have been influenced in your career.
Wow. Well, I can say first, my parents have been my most influence in Black history, in the sense of my father was first a forensic scientist back in Washington, D.C. I grew up in Columbia, Maryland, which is in between D.C. and Baltimore. And my mom worked in Baltimore and my dad worked in D.C. And we literally were in the Columbia, Maryland area, which is called the Planned Community, the Rouse Company. And I've been there all of my life. I'm not even going to say how old I am, 50. But I've been there all of my life until I moved, of course, to Ohio 8 years ago when I got married after having a 25-year career in opera. But growing up, then my father was called to the ministry, and he was a pastor. They set him in Columbia, Maryland. Our Reformationist Church of God out of Anderson, Indiana. Some people might know of the name of even Sandy Patty and things like that. We come out of that Church of God Reformation, and I grew up in the church. It was amazing. Imagine that, a Black girl growing up in a church. So that's where I got my start. My mother plays by ear. My father was the pastor. My mother was the minister of music. I was in the children's choir. I was conductor of certain choirs, and my brother played the drums, and my sister was an usher. We were the church. So that's how I basically grew up. And now my brother has taken over the church, over 1,200 members, and it's located in Columbia, Maryland, Celebration Church, winninlife.com. And I grew up there, and I got all of my learning from singing gospel music, spirituals, hymns. Then went to Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, the HBCU, Historically Black College University, studied under Dr. Nathan Carter. Then after that, finished there and went on to the Julliard School and got my master's degree and had about a 25-year career singing opera. Well, and concert work all over the world.
So it's great for you to
helping students.
It's great for you to bring that amazing experience to a younger generation now, which is what I've also done my whole life as well. So I can definitely identify with what you're doing and your amazing experience when you can really help people and give them direction to their careers. And who are some of the great African American vocalists that you've been influenced by?
Well, I would honestly say that I was influenced by, when I first started, by gospel singers like the Mahalia Jacksons or the Douglas Millers, and then moving on into the classical realm, of course, doing master classes with Leontine Price, did master classes with her at Morgan State University. Then I had the wonderful option of them bringing her to the Julliard School, did master classes with her there, between Leontine Price, Jesse Norman, Kathleen Battle, Renee Fleming. Renee, she's an honorary sister. But we studied with the same teacher, with Beverly Johnson. But Renee was a wonderful influence, and she's an honorary sister. But I would say, yes, definitely Leontine, they set the path for us. They really set the path. And they guided us and helped us in the white man music world.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you sing both Bess and Serena during your time doing Porgy and Bess, or just Bess?
Well, yes, I did. I debuted as Bess in Porgy and Bess with John DeMaine at New York City Opera in
Wow,
2000, I think it was.
2000 and 2000.
Right, 2000 and 2000. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember what it was. But yes, and then went on and toured the country with that. But I started with Bess. I have not, now listen, I was hired about six years ago to do my first Serena in a full production with Baltimore Symphony. After I did Dead Man Walking there, and I forgot, I did some other shows with Baltimore Opera. But then there was something that happened. It wasn't the pandemic then, but it was something that happened where everything kind of collapsed. And then they had to cancel, everybody had to cancel all their shows and things. But I was going to do my first Serena there at Baltimore Opera, but I've done Serena in concerts, as you know, with you, and I really can't wait to do a full production of doing Serena one day, because Bess is fun.
What's it like to sing Bess? I mean, it must be an unbelievable role.
Well, first of all, you have to just grasp your mind around what she's been through. So, you know, Bess just really wants love. She's looking for love. You know, and that's what a lot of women and men go through today. So by her, and then she reaches out for the bad boys. But then she really wants that love, and that's what she finds in Porgy, because it's all about the safety that she's looking for. She thinks it's in the drugs. She thinks it's in the alcohol. She thinks it's in the shimmy and being a, you know, but it's not. It's not. She, right. She wants love, and it's such a dream to play her. Because I can actually go out of my head sometimes, because thank God I'm not a drug addict or alcoholic, thank God. But there have been times where, you know, you deal with some men where it makes you want to drive to be there. Woo, Shirley knows what I'm talking about sometimes back in the day.
That's amazing. That's great.
But yeah, it's so wonderful.
And what other roles have you sung that you particularly enjoy?
Well, I love doing Aida. I didn't do enough of the Aidas. I love Aida, Tosca, love. You know, I get the roles as a lyric soprano, full lyric soprano. We know we get the roles where we either are falling in love with somebody or we end up killing ourselves, or we die.
Those are very dramatic roles, aren't they?
Oh, the dramatic roles, yes, Lord. But and La Contessa, I love the Mozart, the Marriage of Figaro, but again, Bess to me is the love and the jewel, and it's a wonderful thing by being able to do that, and the Gershwins keeping that solidified to only Black people being able to perform it in an operatic setting. I had to explain to some of my colleagues the other day, because some of the students were wondering why were they giving them the arias to sing Summertime. You're allowed to sing Summertime, and you're allowed to sing the arias if you're a white girl in a concert setting. But in the operatic stage, the Gershwins have said it has to be performed, as you know, with an all-Black cast.
Excellent.
So that's something that we still have.
I'll say, well, I've had the pleasure of being on the opposite end, conducting for you, and it's. I mean, when Serena sings "My Man's Gone Now," I mean, that just epitomizes the struggle and the heartbreak and the passion. Even just doing it in concert must be an amazing achievement to do that experience. Great.
Yeah, it really is. The anguish that she feels in that moment of her man being murdered there, and it's just, again, you think about, to even portray it, sometimes tears literally roll down my face when I'm doing it in concert, and you have to put so magnetic and deep when you think about losing someone.
Right.
Either you're imagining your man there, or your mother, or your uncle, or your sister. It's really, it's hard.
Right. Right.
But what a beautiful piece, huh?
Absolutely. So tell me about do you still sing at the university, recitals and such?
Oh yeah, we go. I definitely. Um, that's the great thing about, again, showcasing for our students.
Right.
We want to make sure that we put out what what they need to see and what they need to implement. They need to come right behind us. So it's
Right.
so funny that you say that. When we have our commencements, we started having these huge commencements at Kent State University outside, and they asked me a couple of years when they started doing it, to sing the Star Spangled Banner. So by doing that, Octavia Spencer, Academy Award winner, she was there our first year. Then the next year was Batman, Michael Keaton. So I have pictures with all of them, because after I sang there, oh, it's just amazing. But by seeing that, now I'm having my students do the same thing.
Right.
So they're now, after they see the excellence that it takes to put into singing the hard Star Spangled Banner,
Yeah.
now they're able to do that. So yes, I still sing many concerts, and I do some operas there, even when they need, again, to showcase us as professionals, so the students can learn.
Right. Well, it's great when a teacher can, what's it, walk the walk or walk the talk, something like
Talk
that.
and walk, or whatever.
At
Yes.
the same time.
At the same time. Yes.
Excellent.
Incredible.
Well, thank you so much, Kishna. It's just great to see you, even virtually, and
Yes.
hopefully in person and performing sooner than later.
Can't wait, Maestro Carl. I miss you all so much. And what a wonderful support system that you all have there, with all of your donors, everyone who is just supporting Maestro Carl Topilow and Cheryl and this wonderful organization. We will see you soon. Believe you me. Don't stop supporting the arts. We love you.
Will do. Well, I know you have to go and teach now, so I know you have that great passion to help the next generation of singers. Much appreciated.
That's right.
So stay well.
If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain.
There you go. I agree.
Thank you, Carl.
Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.